out of the box, out of the water, wherever you want to call it, we have, wrong way. The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. Have I seen this movie? No, I haven't. So we are going to see this 2.5 hour epic movie. Well, it says epic battle action and violence. If it's worth your time for Prince Caspian, that's him. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing the Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. So what is this one about? I want to say this takes place about 2 or 3 years after the first one. Even the first one technically is like a 30-year saga, that the 30 years in the wardrobe, but like 12 hours in the real world. But this one, they randomly in a subway station. All of a sudden, pew, 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 someone blows a horn and they are back in Narnia. But it's not the Narnia they remember. Prince Caspian's there. We have this new, like, Spaniard, people trying to take over and enslaving the Narnians. Will they be able to do it? Where is the lion? Where is the white witch? Why do I not remember the lion's name? I'm a pretty idiot. It's, oh my God, what's his name? Edmund? No, it's not Edmund. It's not Eustace. It's, Aslan. Aslan. A-S-L-A-N. God, I'm an idiot. So, did I like this movie? While this is only 6 minutes longer than the first one, I do feel like the action set pieces in Prince Caspian is a lot more grand and a lot more unique and bolder. As a movie-going experience, I do think they are about the same when it comes to just enjoying this movie as a whole. So let's talk about the positives. Like I said, the acting, when it comes to kid acting, is really, really good. The production design, the set designs of what they're doing was pretty phenomenal. Practical effects 101. I thought it was going to be more CGI, but what I realized how many sets they build for these movies, kind of like Prince of Persia. Same with this one, huge castle scene. I was like, oh, that's mostly CGI. No, they build that stuff. And I'm just like, man, that is so cool. Like, being a carpenter and be able to say, you know what, I created this. And that is just so awesome. And applaud to all those people out there that really, make these movies shine and rather do practical effects than CGI effects. Now we're going this world of like, being on these big freaking LED screens. That's really, really annoying to me. Again, while the first one doesn't say it's PG for epic battle sequences, the second one is, and it is. It's a lot more epic, a lot more grander scale, and a lot more violent. It is. It's a lot more violent, a lot more killing. Even though when people do die, it cuts back. You have to. It's a PG movie, and you just have to. But when it comes to the action, it is pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I said, the same problems with the first one and the second one. You're dealing with kids, and kids can only do so far when they're battling adults. And you're just like, okay, I understand that you don't have the right training to do what is supposed to happen, but that is where you kind of say, you know what, I'll take it with a grain of salt. They're kids. I will survive. They're doing the best they can with what they are given. So, scope of the movie, fantastic. The look of the movie, fantastic. Same director as the first one, which this is going to change for the third one, and that's going to look very, very different because a lot of things change. But let's just talk about that one later. But when it comes to the look and just the grittiness of the films, it's there. Like I said, the best way to call this is kids' versions of Lord of the Rings. I'm going to say that multiple times because that's what it truly feels like for at least these first ones. If I have to talk about some negatives, being a 2.5-hour movie, it does make me wonder if we're in this day and age of TV shows. I wonder if Narnia would be better as a TV show now. Because when you look at it, these 2 movies, it's 5 hours. So that's pretty long for kids to sit down to try to enjoy. And I think when they got sucked into Narnia, it was a little rushed. That is really weird for a 2.5-hour movie saying something for rushed. But when you're like, random fight in the subway scene, and all of a sudden, bam, you're in Narnia. You're like, oh, that only took 5 minutes. Now we're randomly in Narnia. So I do wish we got more of the outside world of Narnia. But I think when it comes to all 3 of those movies, the first one kind of explains it with the headmaster, not even headmaster, more like the grandfather. And they don't really bring him back in any other movies, which I do wish we had more of a, liveliness of what London was like in World War II, but we don't get it. That's the other thing. This is like more like Harry Potter / Lord of the Rings combined. And so I would say that's really the only big negative for me is the pacing and then just the rushiness of some of the scenarios. And like I said, it's a kids movie. It's mostly made for kids. And I could say, you know what? They should enjoy this movie to this day. So overall, just like the first one, great production design, great makeup. I love practical effects. So anytime a movie gives me practical effects, I'm going to give you a thumbs up because that is art, in my opinion. Trying to get these people in these costumes and make them look believable is disappearing. And I find that very, very sad. So Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 70%. Let's see the critic scores gave this one. So you have critics a 66% with 194 of them. Audience score 73%. So this is very interesting. Critics went down. Audience went up for this one. Here's critic consensus. The Chronicles of Narnia Prince Caspian is an entertaining family adventure worthy of the standard set by his predecessor. I have to agree. It is, like I said, same director. He knew what he wanted. He got a higher budget for the second one, in my opinion. And it's a win-win. If you like the first one, you're going to like the second one. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Futontopia. You Blue Futons, take watch for a great day. It doesn't matter if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, or a year from now. I love every single one of you. And you know what's next. There's one of them. Prince Caspian. So hint, hint, what's the next one? You know what